What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Yamcast 32. This is the final Yamcast of the year, so we're doing something a little bit different. We don't have any news for you today, but we're going to be tackling some different topics that our Discord boys sent us over, just some general motorcycle topics we wanted to talk about. Then, of course, we'll be doing the call-in section from our Discord boys. And then lastly, we will be having a meme contest. It's going to be Ducati versus Triumph this week. Stick around. It's going to be a good one. Alrighty, Spite, this is a different podcast today. We don't have any news. We don't have anything like that. I'm going to turn off my Discord. Just so many popular notifications on there. What do you want to tackle first? What's going on with Yam and Spite?
Sure, why not? It's been a while since we've done one of these little update segments.
It has been a little bit. So I want to start with you. And the update I want to start with is this new development in your life. You've been living with the Hayabusa. And that video came out a while ago. And now you're trying to buy my Hayabusa from me.
Did it come out a while ago or did it come out? It came out yesterday.
Well, by the time this video goes live, it'll have been a while. But yeah, it came out yesterday. Yeah, our time.
The Tuesday of this week.
Yes.
Yes, I spent a good solid 6, 7, 8 days with the Hayabusa. And I really love it now. I really do. Which I didn't honestly, it came out of left field for me as I was riding it around.
Honest to God, when I embarked you on the living with journey with the Hayabusa, I was like, this will be funny. It'll be a sort of a meme-y shitposty video. And then you liked it a lot.
Yeah. And I think the thing that I like about it the most is just how stupid it is.
Yes.
It is just absolutely the dumbest motorcycle that you could own. And it's not a particularly good motorcycle.
Yeah.
But what it does really well. It likes to just poodle around, and then when you want to, it gives you just stupid face melting torque.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it sounds really cool. It feels nice to ride, and
you were telling me this, and I do agree. Like, you get a different sense of what you feel when you ride it, right? Like, you feel like you become sort of like a different kind of character, a Reginald, if you will.
Yes, there's a little Reginald in everybody.
There is, really, yeah.
But it's a special motorcycle.
Yeah.
It's unique. There's very few motorcycles like that anymore. Especially that 2007. That's sitting out there. I love that year. I think that was one of the best years for inline 4 motorcycles.
Totally. Yeah.
It has this sound. It has this smell. It's running ridiculously rich. So maybe that's what the smell is.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
Yeah.
You know? And it's an artifact, and the sweeping needles with the carbon fiber and the Hayabusa on the triple tree.
Yeah. Riding it at night is one of the coolest things ever.
It's such an experience. Like, I was riding it around on the highway at night, which is exactly its comfort zone.
Yeah.
And you see the amber display with the needles going. It's so cool.
Yeah. I think you love it so much because it's so similar to your VFR. It's another big dad bike, but it's not sensible. And that's what's fun about it.
There's nothing sensible about the Hayabusa at all.
There's not sensible at all. It's just this stupid, giant, fast motorcycle, which is great. Yeah.
But again, you could just ride it at 70 miles an hour in 6th gear, and you're at 3,500 RPM.
Yeah. And
it's just perfectly happy to do it.
So Hayabusa aside, anything else you're kind of going on in your motorcycle world?
Not really. My DRZ is currently, the battery is dead in it, so I got to it's been, the last time I rode that bike was in October, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
So I got to pull the carb out.
Wasn't it for the Svartpillen and DRZ video?
Yep.
That was a while ago.
Yep. So I got to pull it out and clean the jets. Although I'm honestly just going to see what happens if I put a fresh battery in it and just start it. I think it was having a hard time starting because the battery was dead, and whatever. It ran. It still runs. I mean, it was fine when I took it to Big Bend.
Yeah.
So it's fine. It's completely fine. I had the Supermoto, the KTM come in, and that just blew my socks off.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of been sitting up in the garage for a while. It's got a nice thick layer of dust on it.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like getting a brand new bike, and it's just your little loving toy for a good couple of months.
Yeah. And I still want to keep it around because I already own it free and clear. So what's the point of getting rid of it?
Yeah.
And B, it's an off-road toy. So I don't want to get rid of it and then not be able to play off-road, because I'm sure as hell not taking the KTM off-road.
Yeah. No,
So.
if you did that, I would be like, stop. Don't do this.
We need to sit down and have a chat.
You don't want to do this. I am the one who takes expensive bikes off-road.
But that's kind of all that I've got going on. I feel like the Busa is a tectonic shift in and of itself. So.
Yes. Which we will. I'll put this out there in the Yamcast. There's not that many people listen to it, but what I want to do for next year is get a GSX 250. I want to get the most wretched of wretched beginner sport bikes, and I want to have it be the Nega Busa, the anti-Busa, the small little tiny boy that we can buy and play with to go up against the big bad Busa. I want to do challenges with it. I want to scramble it. I want to try to race it and just lose because it's pathetically slow.
It is just ungodly slow.
20 wheel horsepower and 400 pounds, ladies and gentlemen. That's
real bad.
Atrociously bad.
That's real bad.
Unbelievably bad. Yeah. But the Gixxer 250 would just be the memes of all memes.
It would be so much fun. And again, the contests where if you lose the contest, you are stuck with the Gixxer 250 for a week.
That's why it's only going to be you, Josh, and Whitney doing that. I'm not going to.
You're not even going to throw your hat in the ring.
I don't want to risk it. I don't want to ride that thing for a week.
I don't blame you. I really don't. But it's just going to be fun to play with.
Yeah.
Just do some horrible, horrible, horrible things to that bike.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for me, though, I would say what's going on with me with motorcycling. I mean, I've been tinkering with this idea for a couple weeks now, and I know that when I told you this, you're like, you can't be serious, and I might be. I recently sold my RC390. I'm down to one track toy now, which is my race bike, my Daytona. I've just dropped like $2,400 more on it between an ECU flash and my exhaust. I just keep literally burning money on this thing. And so now I'm kind of in this bug of minimizing my setup. And I realized, I was like, to be honest, something that would make a lot of sense to me, and one bike I've been looking a lot at, is the KTM 350 EXCF. The KTM Dual Sport, the Enduro model. I think that could replace my dirt bike and my scrambler, and I feel like that could be really cool. But then the thought of not having the sled in my life makes me so sad that I don't think I can actually do it.
I legitimately do not think I can visualize a world in which you don't have that motorcycle.
I know, I love it so much, man.
It's like, it's kind of become a stable, or a staple of the stable, you know? It's just, I come in and there it is. It's just sitting in the garage. It would be really weird to see a world where that isn't there.
Yeah.
You know?
It's hard for me to imagine, because I know the 350 would be awesome. It would be a super sweet ride. It weighs like 260 pounds, has that pokey 350cc. I know I'd have a ton of fun with it, but I had this idea where I'm like, okay, it's a worse street bike than the Scrambler, and it's a worse dirt bike than my dirt bike. So what am I actually doing here, right?
Yeah.
Like, what am I actually gaining from this besides just consolidating my motorcycles?
What you're gaining is not having to take the truck to an off-road spot.
That's the thing.
That's the reason why I see you doing it.
Yeah.
Is just to not have to load your KTM dirt bike into a truck and going somewhere, because that's a huge commitment.
It adds a lot of just kind of time and energy to any little activity you're playing. You can't just jump on the bike and go ride some trails and come back. Which, to be honest, here in Texas, we don't have that many trails, which is also why I haven't really been considering this idea. We really only have Hidden Falls. We have way more motocross stuff than trail riding. So that's where my bike does really well. But I am considering very lightly selling the sled, but very, very lightly. But the RC's already gone. I had no qualms about selling that thing.
Yeah, no, that thing was just a wretched little mule. I remember when it was sitting in the back there it had a pee pad under it. And just something was deeply wrong, and it splooged oil everywhere.
I fixed it, though. There was no more oil splooging out of it. I fixed it. But I think that's all I want to do with motorcycling for next year, other than just keep getting better at what I know how to do, which is road racing and off-road riding. I think I have the tools I need, and I think, we were talking about this, I think 3 bikes is really ideal. It feels good to have 3, you know?
Which you're currently at right now, right?
Yeah, I'm at 3 right now.
If we don't count the Hayabusa.
Yeah, which we don't.
Yeah. Because it just sits in the corner and gets wheeled out as a toy.
That's not a bike that I would consider like a bike that I actually own and ride regularly.
I think the one thing that you're missing in the dirt bike is the ability to plate it.
Yeah.
If you could put a plate on the dirt bike, then I feel like it would be fine.
I'm pretty sure that 250 tops out at like 62 miles per hour right now. It can't go much faster.
Yeah, but
it is a 52 tooth sprocket at the rear.
Yeah, that's a big old sprocket.
Yeah.
But hey, you don't have to worry about speedometers or anything like that, so you could just change the sprocket.
Yeah.
But then it would be less wheelie happy if you tune the sprocket down a little bit.
That is true. It would be a bummer to have a street bike that's measured in hours and not miles.
Yeah, that would suck.
That would suck ass.
That's why you don't convert a supermoto.
No, I'm hard
buy
against
one.
that. Yeah. So that's kind of what's going on in our world, but we also got some topics of discussion from the Yamcast Discord. So fire off one of those first ones for me, Spike.
So the first one is, what bike would we like to see remanufactured? Now this is, I took to mean a bike that has been canceled, removed, kind of gone away, the way of the dodo.
WR250. No, I'm just kidding.
Would it be the WR250R or the WR250X, the SM?
Ooh, good one. I don't know. The X was such a sleeper hit. That was a great bike.
And I think supermotos are coming back.
They might. This KLX, honestly, this might be a sleeper hit in general where people are like, I've seen a lot of comments about the KLX. People are very excited about it.
They didn't buy it when we put it at the top of the S tier list.
I know.
I honestly, I legitimately believe it's coming in priced super aggressively.
Yeah.
With a lot of just capability to do whatever.
Yeah.
You know, you could, if you wanted to, take it to a supermoto track. You could take it off-road. You could do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, it's a bike that I think beginners and experienced riders alike could have fun with. And it, you know, I saw a lot of people saying, but what about the CRF 250L? To me, the CRF 250L is just a little too lazy to be in that world. And they won't sell it as a supermoto. That's the thing. They only sell it as a dual sport, this kind of lackadaisical little dual sport trail bike. The KLX is just a little different. It's a little different, just different enough. But the price isn't that much more than the CRF.
And the thing is the WR was way more expensive than both of them.
Oh my God, yeah, that was like $6,700 for the WR.
Yeah, and the supermoto, same price. It wasn't lower for the supermoto. So I feel like if they came back and made the WR 300X the supermoto, I feel like that would just crush.
Yeah. One bike that I'd love to see come back in a new kind of form is the Honda NR750.
Yes.
Or the NSR 750?
That's the oval piston one.
The oval piston 5-valve bike.
Yep.
If they could remake that in like a new kind of way, some of those Honda bikes were so zany back in the late 80s and 90s. They were just like, why the fuck did they make that? You know? They're just like,
because they could.
We can, and we will, you know? The little baby V4s, the CBX. There's so many Hondas I'd love to see come back.
They have a gigantic catalog, a robust catalog of motorcycles that they just don't care to build anymore, which is a crying shame.
Yeah.
Like imagine, so the CB 1100 right now is kind of a lump. It's not a very good motorcycle. It's super lazy. It doesn't make much power. It doesn't handle all that great. It's really heavy.
You said the CB 1100. That's the one where they basically built it like they used to build it, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like almost to a T how they just used to build that bike.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I feel like what they need to do is they need to bring back the CB 750 with a modern engine and a modern frame. Which I guess is kind of the CB 650R.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's that bike.
But you know,
you just want 100 extra cubes.
Sure, why not? You could get some real good torque out of it.
Yeah.
You know, just change the tuning a little bit.
Yeah.
There's so many different bikes out there. I think the one that I would like to see the most come back in a proper modern format and see actual like dealer support for is the V-Rod. I would the V-Rod was not given its time in the sun.
No.
It was killed by a Harley that didn't understand it, and now I think there's actually a market for it.
Yeah, you look at the Rocket 3, you look at the Diavel. I think if Harley truly built the real deal V-Rod, it could sell.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing like hearing, I think it was a 1250, something like that, the big night rod. And you hear that thing turning over and going at full steam. It sounds unbelievable. Mm-hmm. And it's gone. It's in the wind.
Yeah.
And you're lucky if you can find a good quality night rod for under 10 grand.
You know what bike also is one of the ones that I feel like it got cut before its prime and, was kind of just like lost in the shuffle is the B-King. Yeah.
I knew you were going to that
Absolutely. Suzuki should bring back the B-King.
Mm-hmm.
The Hyper Naked's, I mean, it makes sense,
They could definitely sell that motorcycle now.
Totally could sell that bike.
What they shouldn't even update it, really. They should just release the B-King as it was with those like crazy angles and stuff.
Yeah. But they should, like they do with the K5, it's just the same goddamn engine they've made since 04. Just, here you go.
Yep.
It's a fucking Busa.
Have fun.
There you go. That would be awesome. Speaking of which, let's think of also this. I'm curious to get your thoughts on this. So not only bikes that were axed that no longer exist, but what's a bike that you would love to get made that does not exist currently that you feel like should exist? Because I have like 5 that I would love to create.
We've said a handful of times the VFR.
That's exactly the first one I was gonna say. Yeah,
I think
single-sided swing arm,
yes.
VFR 750. Come on,
that would be that's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
that would be so cool. And I think it would be, if they could price it right, give it, good quality parts. I really don't see a place where that wouldn't sell, even with the VTEC. Like if they have VTEC in there, and that you don't get all the power down low
for the sound alone.
Yes.
If you built a naked bike that weighed even like 430 or 440 and had that 750 V4, and you charged like about 12.5, 13 for it, which is a lot, but it's Honda.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's a sweet bike. That's a sweet ride. Hop it up a little bit, get it to like 115, 120 horsepower, which I think it makes that much, right? How much does it make?
The VFR puts down 100 horsepower and 50 foot-pounds torque.
Okay, so yeah, get it up to like 118, 120 to compete with like MT-09, and yeah, there you go.
Which they could easily do.
Honda is not currently in the 900-ish cc naked bike category right now, right?
Kinda. So they have the CB1000R, which is like 100. It's way too much. It's 140 horsepower.
Yeah,
and it's really expensive.
That one's funny because it's in between like the 900-ish cc bikes and like the Hyper Naked MT10, that kind of bike.
It doesn't fit anywhere.
Yeah,
which is a little weird. But what's one that you want to see?
Well, the VFR is going to be mine, but I think the other one that I want to see is MT-07R.
Yes.
I think Yamaha should absolutely build a RS660 competitor and just make a little 100 horsepower parallel twin. Just do the same goddamn thing Aprilia is doing, but just make their own.
They have the engine.
They have literally you could pull from like a bunch of different paddocks around here, like people who have built MT-07Rs, because there are tons of people that run MT-07 race bikes in Moto America and stuff like that. Yeah. It's a very popular platform. They could so easily do it. Mm-hmm. The question is though, would they use the MT-07 frame and just modify it, or would they build their own thing? That's where I get a little murky with it.
They'd have to build another frame because the MT-07 frame has got like some flex and some wiggle. It's not a great frame.
Yeah, the front end suspension's kind of strange on it too, which here's the world I see. Yamaha takes the MT-07 frame, modifies it slightly, R6 front end, proper rear shock, call it a day.
Why not just throw the MT-07 engine into an R6 frame?
I don't think it would fit correctly.
They could make it fit.
Like maybe it can make it fit, yeah.
I mean, they already got a really good frame.
Yeah, the R6 is pretty sweet. Yeah.
And they could relax the ergos a little bit somehow, maybe put a different subframe on there.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't compromise it too badly.
Yeah, or maybe it'd be wonky like the MT-09. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, they can't seem to get those MT bikes to handle normally, unless it's the MT-10, which is just an R1 with no fairings.
And that thing mid-corner is so good.
It's a dream.
Ooh, it's so good. Oh my god, that bike's great. What were you gonna say though?
I think the other one that I want to see is the new XR750. If Harley made an XR750 flat track bike that they could sell, that would be like they take the 975 that they were gonna put in the Bronx.
Yes.
They make it a little bit smaller, like about 750, maybe 800 cc's. They get it to put down a stupid amount of torque.
Yes.
And then they make it super lightweight and make it like kind of like a smaller FTR a little bit. Mm-hmm. They could make a really cool scrambler with that.
And then India needs to make their damn FTR 750 for the street. Please.
That FTR 750, the fact that it goes for like 80 grand.
Yeah.
When you find it, if you can find it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so cool to look at that.
They're
There's no
so
front brake.
They're so badass. It's just pure blood race bike.
Yeah.
Pure blood. Speaking of American manufacturers, we were talking about this one bike I'd love to be created is how about the Indian Bronx? How about Indian says, hey, we're going to take the Scout engine, put it in a sport bike, boom.
There you go.
Like proper sport bike. Not the FTR, which is a fun bike, but not really a sport bike, you know?
It's a little heavy. The wheelbase is really long.
It's different, yeah. But I'd love like a short wheelbase, stumpy rake, like aggressive sport bike.
Take the Scout motor and slap it into the Buell we rode.
Yes.
That would be... Because the Buell handled unbelievable.
The Buell's really nice mid-corner. Surprisingly nice.
So much so that when we were riding it, I would prefer to have been on the Buell than on the MT-09.
Me too. Yeah. Until you revved it up and you're like, oh my God, this is a bullshit Sportster engine. Mm-hmm. What the fuck is going on with this bike?
Like it was potent, kinda.
Oh man, it revved so slow. Do you remember you revved the Buell and by the time the MT-09 revved up and down, the Buell had revved up?
Yes.
Like, dude.
That was no good.
That was not good. Yeah. What other bikes? There's so many I could think of, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, when you get the gears going.
I know.
But nobody wants to take a risk anymore.
That's the thing.
And that's one of the other questions. What is a flaw that we see in manufacturers? You know, and obviously, you know, Harley, we've been down this road before.
We're not doing that again.
Yeah, we don't need to go there. I think the biggest flaw that I see in like something like Suzuki is they just don't care.
Oh, Suzuki does not care at all.
They just do not care.
They don't care.
They don't update their bikes. They don't really make. I mean, like,
Suzuki's tagline should be "Fuck you, it works."
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the fact that the 1000 or the 100 anniversary Gixxer 1000 X-Star livery bike has an LCD dash, and
they tout that as a feature. They say it's just like the GP bike.
Why?
They couldn't be bothered to put a TFT.
Just care a little bit.
But here's a kind of counterpoint to that. One thing that I am noticing manufacturers are doing, which is kind of annoying, is every year or so, it seems like they think that updates to a bike means slapping on a TFT and putting on like some Farkle or here and there. I think for me personally, when it comes to motorcycling, give me like 2 or 3 sensible traction control options that I can switch with a button here and let me turn off ABS. That's all I need.
Yep.
For a street bike, that is all you need. You do not need I love what the RS660 is doing. The APRC stuff is super cool, but the bike has 100 horsepower. I don't really know if it needs like multi-level traction control, all this stuff. It's trickled down from the RSV4, so that's cool. But to me, I would love to see manufacturing spending a little more time at the table for frame and engine, because I feel like some bikes could be awesome, but then it's like they focus so much on the other stuff.
That's the one thing about something like my Supermoto is the frame feels so good. And then they were like, okay, we've got a good frame. We'll make the engine better, reliable, is what that means. And then we'll give you a 6-axis IMU because...
Yeah.
I feel like it's okay to add the Farkles in after you have a really good platform.
Yes. Take the R1.
Yeah.
The R1 is like that, where they had a ridiculously good engine and frame, and they're like, well, we're also going to put the best of the best in there. It's a top-line superbike, which makes sense. Yeah. But, yeah, I just wonder... You know, it seems like with the way of emissions and everything else, it seems like manufacturers are getting more and more constrained with what they can do, honestly. Like, I'm sure they'd love to make some really wild, high-revving stuff and, you know, crazy bikes and crazy features, but they're kind of locked into just increasing displacement year over year. That's all they can really do now.
I feel like the next big thing is small. Like, they're going to make small bikes.
Duke 200.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like... it's going to be this like ebb and flow every handful of years where they're like, okay, power. And then everybody's going to be like, I'm good. I want my normal motorcycle again.
Yeah.
And then it's going to get small. And then as small bike fetishism wears off, it's going to start getting big again.
Yeah.
I feel like we're kind of at the top of the big peak. Like things can't get any sillier, can they?
I feel like they said that 10 years ago, and it keeps getting sillier, but I genuinely think we're getting to the limits now. Mm-hmm. You know, when a regular street motorcycle you've made so powerful that it needs electronics to just be rideable, like MT-09, KTM 890, what are we doing? What's going on? Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people are realizing that simple, good motorcycles are great.
Yes.
You know, and that's why the RS660 is probably going to do super well, because, like, most people, you know, once they've been riding for a long time, they're like, honestly, 100 horsepower is fine. Power doesn't really matter after a certain point.
No, you just want torque and you want good feels.
Yeah.
That's all you want. Good feels.
Yep.
It's why something like the Buell, even though I really liked everything about it, I couldn't ride it on the daily because of how horrible it shook. So you would rev it up, and then you'd grab the clutch to come to a stop. And as it was going down in the RPM band at about 2,500 RPM, the whole bike would shake and shudder like it's falling apart because the engine had a resonant frequency with the frame, and the whole thing shook and vibrated so bad.
It was a vibration like nothing else I've ever seen, really. It was pretty nuts. Yeah.
Because it's got to be like what the old hard-mounted Sporties were like.
I bet,
I mean, the Buell engine is hard-mounted to the frame because it's a stress member, but yeah, there are some things that you just can't really get out of a bike anymore, which is kind of crazy valve noise like that.
Yeah.
I guess that's why the classics are the classics, and they can't sell Sportsters overseas anymore.
Nope, probably not.
But
got any other points for us to talk about from our sweet Discord boys?
We have ideal rides, and I took this to mean, like, if you were going to ride anywhere, where would you go to ride?
There are a plethora of places and roads on the West Coast that I would love to explore. I have actually not ridden a motorcycle on the West Coast of the United States yet.
I have a route.
Except for Thunder Hill Racetrack. That's the only place. Yeah.
Nice. I have a route that goes the PCH all the way up.
Nice.
And I'm desperate to do that ride. I'll probably do it down so it gets warmer as I go.
That's a big multi-day ride for sure. That's like 20 hours, right?
Yeah. And I would just camp along the way.
Yeah.
Just get some comfy bike that's also fun and playful.
Yeah.
And I just load it down and just ride the whole PCH.
Yeah.
That's kind of one of my bucket list rides.
That'd be awesome.
And the TAT. I want to do the Transatlantic Trail one of these days because I think that would be the ultimate adventure ride.
Yeah.
I saw there was on Reddit a while ago, some dude was doing the TAT on a Ducati Scrambler, and he was posting regularly as he was stopping at places.
And then he stopped posting.
Yeah, he was doing it on the sled, same year, same colorway as yours.
Really?
Yeah, and he was plugging away. He wasn't going very fast, but he was doing it.
Yep. This is why anytime a desert sled video pops up and people are like, that's more of a touring bike and not an off-road bike, I'm like, you're wrong.
You are
wrong. It'll do it.
But the question is, does it do it well?
I would say it does pretty well.
For what it is.
For what it is, it actually performs like admirably off-road, and other people think so too. It's not just me with my Ducati simping that thinks that. But the thing about that bike is it's just heavy. That's the only thing you have to really watch for. You got to ride it like a big adventure bike. That's really the only thing. It's not a big deal if it goes down. I picked it up in that fucking god-awful ice ride that I did with it. I picked that thing up no less than 12 times on that ride. So, you know, even me at 170 pounds can keep picking it up. You can too. It's not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Any other like halo rides for you?
Oh man, for me, if we're talking worldwide, just a rip around Mugello.
Yeah.
That's god tier stuff for me. I wanna go around Civelli, Casanova, Arrabbiata one. Like, please let me go around Mugello, please.
Maybe one of these days a tire manufacturer will get you out there.
I know. I still can't believe I got the chance to go around Jerez. That's probably never gonna happen again. Oh man, Mugello would be amazing. I mean, there's so many GP tracks I'd love to sample. Assen's really cool. I like Assen a lot. Sepang, oh my god, Sepang is such a cool track. Mm-hmm. Such a cool track. Phillip Island, oh my god.
Absolutely.
Come on. This is one of the most legendary tracks.
Oh, totally. Like that there's that one long just super duper long left-hander on it that just keeps going and going and going and going.
Yeah.
I would love to just take a rip on that one day. Also Red Bull Ring, just to see it.
The Red Bull Ring would be cool. I rewatched the other day because I remember when it happened. Phillip Island 2015. I don't know if you remember this race where Andrea Iannone, he smashed the seagull with his helmet, and there were 52 overtakes in that race, and he had the one where he came up on the inside of I think it was, I can't remember who he's battling. Marquez was there and someone else. I think it was Dovizioso. In one of the hairpins, he passed both of them. Just muscled through both of them on the inside.
They had that on a highlight reel recently on the MotoGP app.
Yeah. Phillip Island 2015 was a ridiculous race, and I just rewatched it the other day, and I was just like, oh my god, it's so awesome. I think it was Lorenzo, actually. I think Lorenzo was in the mix there, too. Basically, first place changed hands like 18 times in that race. Like, it was nuts. So Phillip Island would be really, really sick. Yeah. And then also, like, if I could just sprinkle in one more, I would rent like a WR250R and just like bop around New Zealand for like 3 months.
Yes.
That would be amazing.
One of my buddies took a bunch of KTM adventure bikes through New Zealand.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Our camera died.
No, that's okay. Well, we'll use that to sync it together, and then we'll keep it going. All right, guys, we're going to go to the call-in section. Let's do it. Okay.
Alrighty, let me get the Google Voice number going while you introduce us.
Sweet. Alright, everybody, welcome to the call-in portion of our podcast. This is where we put up a phone number on our Discord server and then have our Discord boys and girls call us in and we answer their questions. If you want the chance for us to answer your questions, join the link down below on yammynoob.co and you can become a member on our website and you can join these fun streams. We do this live for our members and then we get the number out to them. So let's get that number up and let's do this. Hey, Jason, you're on the Yamcast. How's it going?
Oh, it's going pretty good, guys. What about yourself?
Good. What can we do for you?
All right. So I haven't got a bike yet. I just passed the course about 2 weeks ago.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. But I have two buddies that are selling a bike because they're PCS somewhere else. One's got 2016 R3 with about 1,500 miles on it.
Awesome.
And another one has an 07 CBR 600 double R with 15,000 on it. They both want $3,000. Which one should I go with and why?
I think you know the one I'm going to say, right?
Go for it.
You should get the R3.
Yep.
You should 100% get the R3.
Yeah.
Not only because the CBR is just a little, I know the price is enticing and we would likely say that 600s are definitely not beginner appropriate, but it's just kind of older. It might have some problems. It's got more mileage. The other bike you're going to jump on, it's going to feel plenty fast. You're going to have tons of fun with it. I started on an R3, 1,500 miles on a 2016, right? Yeah, I mean, that's literally perfect. That's like a perfect beginner bike.
Yeah, I mean, there's no point. There's nothing that the CBR is going to give you that the R3 can't aside from power.
Yes.
That's it. That's all the CBR has. And, you know, a lot of people tell me...
For a beginner, because, right, I mean, the ergonomics, the tire size, there's lots of differences. But for someone just starting out, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to know what to do with all that stuff.
No, you won't.
And a lot of people, I see it in the comments, are like, oh, 600s, they don't make their power to the top. You can definitely stay down low in the RPM band. That takes a lot of this. It takes a lot of using your brain to kind of, you know, bring yourself back from the brink of trying to touch all that power, because you always will want to find more.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna rev it out no matter what you do. And it's a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. Yeah, one of my family members like, oh, get a 600 first, you know, whatever. I'm like, I'm just trying to save some gas, you know, like my daily commuter car. I just want to save some gas in the first place, have a little bit of fun, you know, in the corner. That's it.
R3 will do that.
The R3 will definitely do it. It's the sensible choice, and honestly, you won't regret it. Trust me. You'll have a lot of fun with that bike, and nothing is more fun than passing some guys on big bikes on little bikes too. So you'll definitely feel that.
All right, guys. Well, thank y'all so much.
All right. Thanks, man.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. I think a lot of people get in that trap of like a price trap. It's like, oh, but the other one's the same price. It's like, yeah, but when you're starting out, it's not just about the price.
No,
it's really not. You can buy a Craigslist leader bike for $2,500.
I legitimately don't think I was ready for my 919 when I got it. I think I got it too. I was basically like, I was sort of like 6 months in. It had been a year since I started riding.
Yeah,
but I didn't have a like full year of riding under my belt. Excuse me. And I went from the Harley to the 919, and I got on it. I was like, wow. Whoa, holy cow, this thing's fast.
Yeah, that's how I feel the same way about my Daytona. I was like, I don't think I was really ready after like 8 months and like, 17,000 miles on the R3. I should have waited at least a year and some more. Because I said the same thing when I got on the Daytona. I took it on the highway. I was like, holy fuck, it's going planned. Because you just bump up through the quick shift and it just revs out. I couldn't believe what that thing could do.
Yeah.
Now it feels normal. And to be honest, you jump on the booster and you're like, yeah, this is fine.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because the booster's just not that fast. It really does need a turbo. You got to wake it up a little bit.
It needs a turbo. Yeah.
No, this is that guy who took the Cub on the Tat. God, you got to have some balls to do that. Kevin
Wood said, try V-Star to MT-09. That's a big jump.
Wow.
It's a big jump.
Which V-Star? Is that the 250 you're talking about?
Oh my God. If he went from the V-Star 250 to the MT-09, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Talk about a bike that just, because I don't really love the MT-09 riding it around.
It's like a 6.5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
Hey Isaiah, you're on the Yamcast. How's it going?
Pretty good. I had one question. I posted a while ago in the Discord picture of a Grom, and I was wondering when are you guys gonna give a Grom the Busa treatment?
Ooh. We kind of did that with our double Grom. I mean, we did the
Ahegal Grom.
Yeah, we did the Scrambler Grom, the Ahegal Grom, and Adventure Grom. I probably dropped the Adventure Grom like 14 times during my brief ownership of it.
There was the one time we took the Adventure Grom down Cow Creek, and it was definitely upside down for a minute.
My favorite part about that was the guy in the Porsche who drove it. He's like, do you guys need help picking that up? I was like, we're two grown men. We can pick up a Grom. Nice.
Oh boy.
Oh my God. What? Yeah, that's honestly hilarious. I love it. I love it because I mean the Grom is already such a stupid bike. You might as well just make it even dumber. Mm-hmm. That's kind of like the dudes who like stretch the Ruckuses.
Yep.
And they're like that's like the Ruckus boys. That's kind of the same vibe I'm getting out of this thing. It looks sad though.
It really does. I mean, look at how low the seat is. Like the whole thing is wrong.
Yeah.
It's just
imagine pitching that into a turn. What would it do?
Does it turn? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it would do. Just instant high side.
Yeah, no, it's just absolutely absurd, and it deserves a place in the world because it's a Grom, but other than that, it doesn't serve much purpose.
I think it's great people who build dumb, silly bikes like this. Shouldn't take motorcycling too seriously. It's all just for fun.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for your time. That was my only thing.
All right, man. See you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what else we could have done to the Groms.
Stretch and turbo it. You get a turbo on the Grom, and it goes from 9.5 horsepower to 16.
What a strange engine. It's an air-cooled single that's turboed.
Yep. Because of course, why not?
Hey, Jordan, you're on the Yamcast. How's it going?
Good. How's it going, guys?
Good. What can we do for you?
Hey, new to the Discord, and I had a quick question for y'all.
Uh-huh.
Me and my father both ride here in Austin, Texas, actually. Got into riding a few years back, and both bought ourselves a pair of early 2000 BMW K1200s.
Nice.
Worked on them, fixed them up, used them for touring, going to like Big Fit, National Park, etc. And kind of looking to trade them in and get something new. Wanted to know what you guys think would be a good pair of newer motorcycles for us both to buy that we'd enjoy together.
Well, first of all, that is awesome. That is so cool that you and your dad have that bond and you're doing that together. That is really awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. Are you trying to do the same thing that you did with the BMW with this new bike, like big touring, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I think it's going to be strictly pavement, not off-road, due to age and health, etc.
Yeah.
Looking for something that maybe doesn't take quite as much maintenance and also a little bit lighter in weight. Most of these bikes are plus 600 pounds.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's think here. Strictly pavement, sort of more fun, I guess, like, fun, sporty, touring kind of thing. Something comfortable. My mind honestly goes Tracer 900.
Yeah, that's a great option.
Yeah, Tracer 900 is a good bike.
That's the one that's got the MT-09 engine in it, right?
Yeah, that's the MT-09 engine, but just like jacked up and kind of sport touring. That or the Tiger 900 would probably be my picks.
Yeah. part of me says Rebel 1100 when it
Okay.
comes out because, you know, it's got a good amount of power. The Rebels right now handle pretty well.
Can they do big miles though?
Not the 500s, but the 1100s. They have that little batwing fairing. I'm sure you could put down big miles on a 1100 Rebel.
Yeah.
You'll love this. I started on a Vulcan 650, so I don't think I'll ever go back to a cruiser.
Oh boy.
He doesn't want to go to a cruiser.
Yeah, that's hard.
So Sans Cruiser sport touring
Sans
options.
Cruisers.
Don't say Busa.
No, I wouldn't say a Busa because he's already got a Busa. He's got the BMW Busa.
He's got the BMW Busa, yeah.
You know, honestly, I was looking for a while at a pair of the Honda Interceptors.
That's
great
not.
bikes.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I don't love it.
Great bikes. The only problem with the Interceptor is even with handlebar risers, they can be a bit pitched forward. So there is that. You know, depending on how you ride, you might find some pressure in your wrists. Part of me says, like, if they have a streetable or more streetable version of like the KTM 790 Adventure, you know, one that's
Yeah.
got cast wheels, 100-ish horsepower, fairly lightweight, decent technology on it, plenty of bag options. They look a little goofy,
Yeah.
but you know, even and again, you said you're probably not doing off-road, but you could if you wanted to.
Shit, honestly, if you wanted to get, you know, 1,000, the Ninja 1000 SX, that's a great
Yeah.
bike. They just updated it too. It's got the TFT, all the new rider modes and stuff. That's a sweet ride too, honestly, for that application. So a plethora of bikes to choose from, I would say.
Great, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, man. Well, hopefully you get whatever, you know, makes sense for you. And if you get something cool, post it up on the Discord. We'd love to see it.
Thanks. Bye.
All right, see ya. I often forget about the Tracer 900.
Yes.
But that's a sweet ride because it's got the big motardy kind of stance to it, but it's sport touring.
Yeah.
It's a cool bike.
I think it's got they have like a, oh, you know what I should have said? Niken.
An unconventional choice, but you're not wrong.
Yeah, the Niken.
Well, he did say lightweight, though. That's the only thing.
It's not that heavy.
I think it's like 700 pounds.
I don't think it's that heavy. Let me Google it. Oh, well, maybe later.
We'll find out later. Hey there, Phantom. You're on the Yamcast. How's it going?
Oh, it's going pretty decent, I guess.
What can we do for you?
Okay, so, drag race. Gixxer 250 versus Royal Enfield Himalayan.
Who's riding which bike?
Yeah. Threw it right back at you. Didn't expect that, did you?
Now, we can make it look funny and put fight on the 250.
Then I lose.
I think we should put fight on the Himalayan.
Yeah. Shit, man. Does the Himalayan have a five-speed box?
I think it does.
I don't think it's got drag potential.
The Himalayan is not a very pokey motor. It's really just a tractor engine in
Yeah,
it, basically.
it's like a single sill, like 380
yeah,
something.
It's almost a 400cc thumper that makes less power than a DRZ 400.
Yeah.
Which is carbureted in an engine from 20 years ago.
And it weighs a whole lot,
And
right?
It weighs a whole lot. It's like 450 pounds.
It might be close, yeah. But I'm pretty sure a school bus can take the Gixxer 250. I'm almost positive.
I feel like if I had to put a winner to it, you on the Gixxer 250 would beat me on the Himalayan.
Yes. Here's a question. What do you think your quarter mile time would be on a Gixxer 250?
This is something we can test.
Anywhere. We won't go to jail doing those speeds.
No.
A Gixxer 250's trap speed on a quarter mile is probably like 72 miles per hour.
Tops. Absolute tops. Like, if you try to do a flying quarter mile, you'd just be sitting there like, where is he?
Is he done yet? Yeah, we should do a Gixxer 250 quarter mile test.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, and I don't know if it's going to happen, but if KTM does happen to win the Eurobike contest, I've already got a Kawasaki versus KTM.
Awesome. That's great.
Sweet. We'd love to see it, man. I'm excited for today's meme contest. I just forgot about it.
Yep.
Like, I can send it to one of you, but I don't know if that will, just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, send it to us just for shits and giggles. It's okay.
Yeah.
We'll consider it if it ends up. It might not happen, so you could just send it to us.
Well, yeah, but you guys definitely have to add Envy and Goose into the Euro bikes, though.
They're too small.
Yeah.
They're too small. We're doing Ducati, KTM, Triumph, and BMW.
The kind of big four of the Euro brands.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you could just throw Envy versus Dumoda, but
Oh my God, that's so niche. Mm-hmm. People wouldn't know how to make memes. There's not enough info on Promoda. Yeah. All right, Phantom. Thanks for calling, man. I appreciate it.
I'll take it easy.
See ya. So Tube came in clutch here on the stream, said Gixxer 250 is 17-second quarter mile, and the Himalayan is 18.
That is awful in both
The
counts.
Himalayan is 18 seconds quarter mile. Do you know how slow that is?
That is really, really fucking slow.
I think a Prius is faster. Mm-hmm. I'm almost positive that a
They
Prius.
have the electric motors. So
I'm pretty sure a Prius does it like in 16 at least.
Mm-hmm. And then
To call these motorcycles.
in the Gixxer 250, in the time it takes to do the quarter mile at 17 seconds, the Y2K jet bike will do the flying quarter mile in 16.
Flying quarter mile.
So flying quarter miles, top speed.
It'll
do it in 4 seconds.
Oh, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
it'll go way faster.
Yeah,
than
so
that.
it's
Okay.
like 4 seconds to clear a quarter mile, and when we did the video, we had a pause for 16 seconds worth of footage, and we were like, it's done a mile.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So it could do a mile in the time it takes the Gixxer to do a quarter.
Yeah. There's so many good Gixxer 250 tests we can do.
Mm-hmm.
One test that I would love to do is like how light can we get this piece of shit?
Mm-hmm.
Let's take off all the fairings. Let's hack off everything. Let's get it as light as possible. Honest to God, what my goal is for the Gixxer 250 to not last the end of 2021. I want it to be dead by the time the year is done.
It's just a big just fried lump of garbage.
Yes.
We should definitely we should get another one of the loud trash pipes and put it on there.
Yes.
That would be great.
Just a wretchedly loud little Gixxer 250.
It's rattle canned.
I bet you the first to second shift probably sounds like a crappy like high school or civics like
Yep.
wah, wah, wah.
Just like the Grom.
Yes.
Where you literally have to
God.
pin it every gear.
Yeah. Well, guys, it looks like that will end our call-in portion of our podcast. We're now going to move on to the meme contest. And if you are watching this on YouTube, you will get to join up. But if you are listening to the audio-only podcast, you'll have to watch on YouTube for the full audio-visual experience. Spite, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, guys, welcome to the meme contest of the week. We spent a few weeks here determining who was the best of the big four, and much to our surprise, it was Kawasaki.
Yes.
Kawasaki and the Kyles took over, beating out Honda, Yamaha, and Suzuki, which I honestly was kind of surprised.
Yes.
Kind of surprised Kawasaki took it.
I was expecting it to be Yamaha Suzuki
Yeah.
at the end. Although we basically set it up so that couldn't happen.
Yeah.
We threw Honda versus Kawasaki, which, I mean, Honda was never going to make it.
No, it was no. And so now, this week, we are trying to determine the same for the European manufacturers. We've kind of determined our own European Big Four by way of Ducati, Triumph, BMW, and KTM. So this week, we've got Ducati versus Triumph. So let's dive into
Because
these
KTM
memes.
beat BMW last week. So the winner of this takes KTM, and then we're going to see who is the Big Four winner of Europe, and then they're fighting the Kyles.
Yeah, it was to the surprise of no one that KTM won last week. But it was kind of slim, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, we had to do a runoff.
I had to do the runoff. So let's see what happens this week. So who do you have on the docket for our first meme?
Our first meme today comes from Chris Hansen, who has taken a break from catching predators to make this meme for us.
So we've got the Panigale Lego set, and it says, last time I checked, Triumph didn't get a Lego set. Hey, fair play.
Yep,
They
absolutely.
definitely didn't, but I guarantee you Ducati probably has better marketing people than Triumph, and that's probably why that happened.
So
That is really neat, that Ducati Lego set. That's pretty cool. If I had a kiddo, I'd love to give him to that. That'd be neat.
part of me wants to buy one just to have it around.
I think a lot of people did that. Yeah.
I'll just make a little Ducati Lego set.
I love how it has like a little chain and everything. It's got a little sprocket at the end.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat.
They've been
neat.
making these Lego sets more and more complicated. You
Yeah.
can get anything in Lego nowadays.
Pretty awesome.
So, our effectiveness for this meme.
I think for this one, I'll give it a 1.5.
A 1.5.
A little beyond 1, but not much.
Yep. Quality.
Well, it's tiny black text. It's not very legible on just the picture of the Panigale, the Lego. I think this is a 4 in quality.
Agreed.
Yeah, pretty low qual, but not bad.
Funniness.
Well, not super funny. How about a 4?
A 4.
Yeah.
Slow start today, but our next one comes to us from GD Sinclair, our first of the Bonnie Boys memes. It's the Ducatistas versus the Bonnie Boys.
Yep. So we got here, says, Kawasaki versus show me a metric bike. And this Ducati, and it's like, no, a real metric bike. And then it's a Triumph, and it says, triumphant. So this is basically saying that a Triumph is a real metric bike.
It's I take this to mean it's the best of the metric bikes.
Best of the metric bikes.
Because this is the Magneto perfection meme.
Yeah. No, I thought this was from 50 Shades of Grey, right?
No, this is Michael Fassbender, Magneto from
is it?
one of the X-Men movies.
I thought this was where in 50 Shades of Grey where he's like perfection or something like that. Isn't there a 50 Shades of Grey meme?
I have no idea.
Okay, regardless.
I know this is definitely Magneto.
Okay, gotcha.
But
so this is saying the Triumph is the most metric of metric bikes, and then it has a little like crying but like wearing a happy face, and it's Yam, and that's me.
Yeah, I'm not sure. This one feels not so strong to me. I'm feeling like a 1 for our team effectiveness here.
Yeah, I don't think that's very powerful. I think a 1 for effectiveness.
Quality?
I think quality's decent here. You know, you made it all in the meme format. You got the photos on there. How about a 6?
Yeah. A little bit more effort went in. Funniness was like 5 maybe.
Let's do 4. I'd say. Yeah.
10. So moving on up. JJ Hunt. Back to the Ducatistas. Yoda meme. I like this one.
This is a good one. It's Yoda. It says, there is no try. There's only do or do not. So is that the new Monster and then the Trident 660?
Yep.
That's fair play. Ducati makes a much better street naked bike.
Yep.
Well, the Street Triple is very good. Very, very good.
But is it a Ducati?
Well, no, it's not. What? You know what? I have the pleasure of owning a KTM, a Ducati, and a Triumph. I'm all in. I'm all the fuck in.
You just need to get yourself a little BMW and then you're done.
Jesus, yeah.
You got to sell your soul to get a BMW.
Literally saying those words aloud, saying I own a KTM, a Triumph, and a Ducati. Fuck me. I'm an asshole. God. And a Hayabusa. Awesome. All right. So this one's pretty funny. I liked it. I would say for effectiveness, I'm going to give it a 2.
Yep, a solid 2. Quality.
I think a 7 is in order.
Yeah.
High qual. Pretty good.
And funniness?
Pretty funny. How about a 6?
A 6.
Yeah.
That is our new leader at 13. So we're moving on up. If this trend holds, we're going to have an awesome meme by the end.
I think so.
So our next one comes to us from Stardust, another Ducati meme.
So it says, me, I want to get a Triumph Scrambler. My friend who already owns a Ducati Scrambler. Pathetic. That is how it feels sometimes. Yeah, it's funny. As much of a Triumph simp as I am, I would definitely go Ducati Scrambler any day of the week.
Their Scramblers are just cooler to me.
Yeah, they're way more fun to ride.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that 803cc engine is just...
It's real nice.
It's buttery smooth. It makes a great sound. And it does the V-twin thing where the bike buckles under the weight of the V-twin when you spin it up.
Every time I start mine up and I rev it, I notice you looking at it kind of shake a little bit.
It's such a good look on a V-twin.
It's a sweet ride. Yeah.
And the Triumph, I don't really love... The only problem I have with the Triumph Scrambler is how clinical it feels. It's really
very
smooth.
modern. Yeah,
it's
super
so modern.
smooth. Yeah.
So in the Scrambler vein, the Ducati one is kind of better.
Yeah.
So our effectiveness for this.
This one's good. I think this is a 2.5.
A 2.5.
Yeah.
Boy, the Ducatis are starting to walk away with it.
Oh yeah.
Quality for this meme?
A 6 or a 7, I feel. What do you think?
I think like a 6.5.
6.5.
It's a known meme format, but it works really well.
It does, yeah.
Funniness.
Solidly funny. I think a 7 is in order. Got a good chuckle out of me.
13.5. Still moving on up.
We're just climbing up and up.
Next one comes to us from Erica. I always put Wespam in there because I use whatever their account name is.
Yep. It's our pet dealer.
It's our pet dealer.
So Wespam, this is the Top Gear meme. It says Ducati. It says, this is brilliant. And then, what is that? Looks Triumph?
Daddy Triumph.
Daddy Triumph, but I like this. Simple and effective. I like this one because it says it's basically the same thing. It's like, but you just like one over the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I think a lot of normies view bikes that way. They're just like, they're all the same. You just happen to like one over the other.
But I think that there is a lot of differences between Ducati and Triumph. There's huge. They're so much not the same.
Loads. Mostly, in my opinion, like Ducati makes super bikes. Ducati makes proper racetrack super bike. They race in GP. Like there's a common saying that it's like Honda races so they can sell and Ducati sells so they can race.
Yep.
You know, like they bleed motorsport. They love it.
It's a passion.
Yeah. But you know, Triumph's in Moto 2, they're the engine supplier. I would say they're definitely not like motorsport, but I would say Ducati's way more motorsport than Triumph. That's the big difference for me anyways.
I think
and there's no biscotti in Triumph, you know? Like
I know
there's
I know
emozione.
I know it's sacrilege, but if I had to take the triple sound versus the Ducati V-twin sound, V-twin all day.
I get
all
you.
day.
I get you.
It's just so much
Hey,
more.
that's why I own both.
Yeah, so grumbly, so throaty.
Yeah.
And just the power band is velvety smooth.
Hearing the V2 climb up in the revs is just glorious. It's glorious. It's so good. I love that bike. All right, effectiveness. I think this is a solid 2.
A 2.
Yeah.
Quality?
Well, we've seen this format before.
It's a known format.
How about a 5?
A 5.
Yeah.
Funniness.
I think also a 5 because it's a
Yeah.
known format, you know? So that's a 10 for that one.
Starting to... Hopefully we didn't crest out. Now, UKA1 boy. This one I actually really enjoyed.
So the zoom-in photo of a Lamborghini, it says Ducati, and then it zooms out and it's a bus with the Ducati, or a Lamborghini front end, it says Triumph. Nice.
I don't
great.
think I've seen this meme format
No,
before.
I've never seen it before. This is great. What
Yeah.
the fuck kind of bus is that?
There's
That's
definitely
awesome.
like some sort... I think it's like in China they have this bus or something.
Yeah, that's great. I love that.
So, effectiveness.
I think a 2.5. That's good.
Yeah.
It's really funny. Yeah, it's good. Really committing the message where it's like, you know, Ducati's a sexy, beautiful thing, and Triumph is, well, it's a bus
Yeah.
with a sexy front end.
So, our quality here...
Sort of low qual, but effective. So how about a 6 for quality?
A 6.
Yeah.
Funniness, though, higher.
Very high. I think an 8.5 for funniness. Got a
Yeah.
good chuckle out of me. I believe that's our new leader.
That is our new leader at 14.5.
Nice.
Next one, back to the Bonnie Boys with Spodsy.
That's a new entrant, isn't it?
Yep, first time posting, and also a good one.
So he says here, Eurosimp CB650R killer, $7,995 for the Triumph, the new Trident. This is air-cooled Gooch Juice machine, $9,695. Desmo service your firstborn child. Hey, he's not wrong. The Ducati tax is real, and that is a serious reason to not purchase one. Ask me how I know. I just paid for Desmo service this year, and my technician at the Ducati dealership literally said, "Prepare your anus" to me. I was like, thank you. Him and I are on good terms. That's why he said that. But yeah,
That's definitely what you want to have your service guy tell you as you drop your bike off.
just prepare your anus. This is great. This is actually very effective, I would say.
Yep.
This is communicating a very clear message.
Yep.
I want to give this a 3 for effectiveness.
I think so too.
This is making a very strong case where it's like Ducati trash, Triumph good.
Yep.
You know?
That is a solid meme. Quality.
Honestly, they didn't take an existing format and just toss a couple, text onto it. They took their own photo. They thought of their own thing. I want to give it a 7.5 for quality.
Agreed.
I think that's pretty good.
I personally don't like it because Premiere didn't like it. And it took me like 3 different attempts to get Premiere to just take it because it had a header error.
Well, that's on us. And
Premiere's
God.
being Premiere. What the hell?
Yeah.
Funniness.
Pretty funny. How about a 7.5 as well for funniness, like
I
a
agree.
solid funniness score.
That's a 15, our new leader.
Whoa.
It's like incrementally better each time. Next one, guy from Texas, our last Triumph meme. They gotta send it home because it's 6-6 right now.
Yeah, this has to be a 3 for Triumph.
Yep, they gotta knock it out of the park on this one.
So it says the sounds of a Ducati. It's the dry clutch, nails on a chalkboard, someone screaming, and then is that Baby Shark?
I think it's Baby Shark, yeah.
So what is this saying? So it says that Ducati sounds are just like sort of babies and
Awful. I think it's just like you hear it and it's like, oh God, make it stop.
yeah. Which is, I guess, like if you for me, when I started getting into motorcycling many years ago, I was actually really surprised when I looked up videos of Ducati and heard what they sounded like. I didn't expect them to sound like that, especially some of like the high end ones, like the dry clutch and kind of the raspy, bellowy sound. I think it does take a bit of experience to get used to the sound of one. But then you listen to like a Desmo Sedici and you're like, fuck, that's good.
The Desmo Sedici is unbelievable.
It's very, very, very good.
So I feel like this is not particularly effective.
No, I don't think so. I think a 1.5 for effectiveness.
Yeah, which I don't think is going to seal the deal today because we have 2 Ducati memes and they'd really have to blow.
Yeah, they have to be a class leading 0 and 1 for them to lose here. But
Yep. We have already had a 0, so it wouldn't be a class leader.
Did we have a 0?
We had a 0 last week.
Damn, that's brutal. I don't remember giving a 0.
Yep, we had a 0. It was the first one we ever gave out.
We must have really hated that one. I don't remember that. That's great. Quality. I think a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of middle of the road.
All right. And funniness,
I think the same thing about a 5.
I was thinking like a 4. I didn't really laugh.
That's true. I didn't really laugh either. I think a 4. Yeah, that's fair.
9. Next one, crab waffle, Ducatistas. I like this one.
That's great. So this one is the count, and he's saying 655. 765. What's next? 576. That's awesome. Yeah, that's really good. I love that. That's really funny. Yeah. Sort of like a classic dad joke kind of meme. I like it a lot. That's great.
I love how the Triumph can't count thing is going on there. So our effectiveness for this meme.
It's pretty good. I think a 2.
A 2.
It's pretty effective. It's just kind of clowning on Triumph, being like they can't count, like, yeah.
Quality.
This is pretty good. It's not a known meme format, and he kind of thought of himself. I think a 7 is in order here.
I agree.
Pretty good qual.
And funniness?
I got a good chuckle. I think a 9.
Yeah.
Got a good chuckle out of me.
That's 16, our new leader.
Whoa!
Next one comes to us from Jaded Calamari. And just in terms of effectiveness, we have to read the sentence that he sent with this meme.
Yes. Because the sentence in of itself is a meme, right?
So this is the meme.
So the meme is, at the top text, it says, "Me, I want a bike that comes with an immersive experience in the manufacturer and offers more than just a pile of repair bills. Triumph, cricket noises, and then Ducati, hold my beer," and it's a photo of some sort of Ducati event, right?
Yep.
So it's basically saying that Ducati owners and, that it gives you so much more than just owning the bike type of thing, which is ridiculously Ducati of this meme.
It's an experience.
Yeah.
You buy a Ducati for the
it's a lifestyle.
A lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
So here is the sentence that came with this meme that
Sorry,
made me just
Calamari,
roll my
clown you a
eyes.
little bit.
So he says, BTW, I'm not sure if you care about this, but this meme was made from a pic I took during the private All Roads Lead to Pikes Peak VIP Ducati special event in 2019. The Broadmoor Hotel, private ride to the summit the day before the race, and special VIP tent and services during the race.
Again, this sentence is a meme, and for those of you at home, Jaded Calamari owns a Panigale and a Multistrada, so he is full on Ducatista.
This dude is, he's
100% Ducati, bro.
Yeah, he fell down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So effectiveness here.
So basically, the meme is saying that for Ducati, you get all these fancy special experiences. And it's true because you spend an arm and a leg on these bikes. The least you could expect out of them is they'll invite you to some cool events every once in a while.
And you go to the GP race and there's a Ducati paddock.
There is. Also, if you buy a Superleggera, they'll let you take a lap around, I think it's Mugello with the GP bike.
Well, that's all you got to do, dude.
That's all I got to do. I got to drop 100 racks on a Superleggera. Which they sold out, I think, in the first day of putting it up for sale. Which, of course, they did. Mm-hmm. Of course, they did.
So back
which is wild. I'm just gonna run the numbers real quick. Ducati made, I believe, 500 of those Superleggeras. They cost $100,000 each.
Is that 50 million?
That's $50 million. Just boom.
There you go.
That's not bad.
Nope.
That's not bad at all. I bet if they broke even on those bikes, I'd be shocked, honestly, though. Like,
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Especially when you consider the experience of flying all these people out to rip a lap at Mugello.
The bean counters are like, what the fuck are we doing? This bike should have cost $200,000.
And that's why they can't make any money.
Yeah.
That's why nobody wants them anymore. They're like, why can't you just cut a profit?
Yeah. Nope. Impossible.
Yep.
Again, Ducati's just Italian Harley Davidson. Mm-hmm. Which, let's be honest here. All
Except
right.
they make really good bikes.
They make good bikes. They make actually good bikes, and they give a shit about their bikes. Okay. No, we're not talking about Harley. Effectiveness. I think this is a 1.5.
A 1.5, because we can't judge it in light of the sentence.
Yes.
1.5. Quality.
This quality feels like a 6 to me, maybe, or a 5.
I think like a 5. It's a picture and some text.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, and although it's not really known, I'm not sure.
He's telling a story here.
Yeah.
Let's give it a 6.
A 6.
I think that's fair.
And for funniness, I feel like in this sense we can bring in the sentence.
The sentence does add to it.
This is individual here.
Yes, the sentence does add to it. I want to give it a 7 for funniness.
A 7.
It's pretty good.
So that means that for our winner's circle today, we have Crab Waffle at number 1. We have Spodsy at number 2. And UKA One Boy at number 3.
Nice. And I believe none of them are on cooldown, so they have won for this week.
They have all won, and Ducati has toppled Triumph.
I expected it.
Yep, I just knew it was coming. There was one meme that didn't get submitted to me that did end up in the Yamcast. I can't include it because of the rules.
Yeah.
But I can pull it up now that we're we're kind of all done with it. Let me see if I can find it. It's basically a picture of, here we go. There you go.
So it's how it looks, and it's the V2, and then it's how it feels, and it's just 2 testicles on fire.
Yep.
Yep.
It's very, like, even when it's cold outside, I was riding the V2 around
hot.
for the Manimoto thing. It boiled my balls just riding around.
It's still a hot-ass bike. Yep.
Imagine that thing in summer.
God, I don't want to. It'll be gone by then, so I won't have to. Alrighty, guys, that's going to wrap up our meme contest for the week. Team Ducati has taken it, and we're going to get with our winners on Discord and give them their prizes. A couple gift cards, a couple pieces of gear, some merch, all kinds of fun stuff. We'll catch you next week. See you later.
No, we won't.
No, we won't. We'll catch you in 2021 because we're taking a break. Fuck. Whoops. Now, how you doing, partner? This video's over, but you click on this one right over here. You keep watching yourself some Yammie Noob. Maybe I bend my boots on this one. Maybe I'll give you some other funny memes or something like that. You might not know if you watch the video. So watch the video now, all right?